Snow came down in thick, silent sheets that morning, covering the long driveway like a white blanket that swallowed sound. The kind of cold that didn't just chill the air, but settled deep into your bones. Outside a massive stone mansion, its windows glowing warmly against the gray sky, a teenage girl sat hunched near the front steps. Her jacket was ripped at the sleeve, her shoes soaked through, toes numb. She pulled her knees closer to her chest, breathing into her hands, trying to hold on to what little warmth she had left. Next to her, an elderly woman sat calmly on the frozen steps, wrapped in a heavy wool coat and a faded gray blanket. She leaned slightly toward the girl, offering quiet comfort, her breath turning into small cloud in the air. She didn't seem rushed. She didn't seem afraid. She was simply there. That was the moment a black limousine rolled to a stop at the edge of the drive. Thomas Raburn stepped out, one polished shoe touching the icy ground as he adjusted his coat and checked his phone. He had a meeting in less than 30 minutes, one that had been scheduled weeks in advance. Millions of dollars were involved. He took 2 steps forward, then stopped cold. His eyes locked onto the front steps. His briefcase slipped from his hand and hit the ground with a dull thud. The elderly woman sitting in the snow was his mother, and the homeless teenage girl beside her was someone he had never seen before. Without thinking, Thomas broke into a run, slipping slightly on the ice as panic surged through him. "Mom!" he called out, his voice sharp with fear. "What are you doing out here?" Eleanor Raburn looked up, her expression calm, almost gentle. "Thomas," she said softly, "you're early." He dropped to his knees in front of her. "Early? It's freezing. Why are you sitting outside like this?" His eyes shifted to the girl, who immediately tried to stand. I was just leaving," the girl said quickly, her voice shaking. "I didn't mean to be here. I swear." Her legs wobbled, and before she could fall, Thomas reached out instinctively and steadied her. She felt impossibly light. Eleanor placed a hand over his. "She's not causing trouble," she said firmly. "Her name is Maya. She needed somewhere to sit, somewhere safe." Thomas looked at the girl more closely now. Her face was young, too young to be this tired. Her fingers were red and cracked from the cold. Fear lived in her eyes, but so did pride, the kind that keeps someone standing even when they shouldn't be. "You shouldn't be out here," Thomas said quietly. "Both of you. Let's go inside." Maya hesitated. "I don't want to get anyone in trouble." "You're not," Eleanor said, "and you're coming with us." Inside, the warmth hit them immediately. Staff rushed forward, startled by the sight. Blankets appeared. Hot tea, soup, dry clothes. Maya sat stiffly at the edge of a chair, clutching the mug with both hands as if afraid it might be taken away. "I'm sorry," she kept saying. "I didn't expect any of this." Thomas watched her from across the room, something heavy pressing against his chest. He'd spent years negotiating deals, reading people, controlling outcomes. But this was different. Eleanor motioned for him to sit beside them. He did. Maya spoke slowly, carefully, like someone used to not being believed. She explained how she had bounced between foster homes, how she'd aged out of the system with nowhere to go, how shelters were crowded, sometimes dangerous, how she tried to stay invisible. "I wasn't asking for money," she said. "I just needed a minute to warm up." Thomas swallowed hard. "You did nothing wrong," he said. She looked up, surprised by how sure his voice sounded. That day changed everything. Thomas postponed his meeting. Then he canceled it entirely. Over the next few days, arrangements were made quietly. Maya was given a room in the guest house. Clean clothes. A chance to sleep without fear. Counselors were called. School enrollment was handled. No cameras. No press. Maya didn't trust it at first. She kept expecting the kindness to disappear. But it didn't. And neither did Thomas. He started showing up in the mornings, sitting at the kitchen table with his mother and Maya, drinking coffee instead of rushing out the door. He listened, really listened, not as a billionaire, not as a problem solver, but as a human being. Eleanor watched her son carefully. She saw how the tension slowly left his shoulders, how his phone stayed face down more often, how his laugh, something she hadn't heard in years, returned. Weeks turned into months. Maya grew stronger. Her posture changed. Her voice steadied. She started talking about college, about social work, about helping kids who felt forgotten the way she once had. Thomas began funding programs quietly, shelters that focus on safety and dignity, education grants, mentorship initiatives. When reporters asked why, he always gave the same answer: because someone sat in the cold when they didn't have to. One spring afternoon, sunlight poured across the mansion steps. Maya stood there, backpack over her shoulder, ready for school. She hugged Eleanor tightly. "Thank you," she whispered. Eleanor smiled. "Just promise to keep going." Thomas watched from the doorway, emotion tightening his throat. "I almost missed this," he said quietly. Eleanor took his arm. "Most people do," she replied. "They are too busy looking ahead to notice who's right in front of them." Thomas nodded. From that day on, he never rushed past another human being again. Thank you for watching Classic Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that remind us how powerful compassion truly is.